Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life. Economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
All right, what's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my good people. How are you today? This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator from ERGJ Enterprises, back with the new Black Wall Street Money Talks, where we're going to be talking about what's going on with money today as we look ahead into the market. Of course, today's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, True Detergent, black-owned, manufactured right here in the Atlanta area. We are doing delivery to your doorstep. You give us a call, 678-851-2400. Right here, we have the 101-ounce bottle for $15, right? 101 ounces for $15. That's 15 cents per wash. When you compare it to our competitors, we got Gain at 16 cents per wash and Tide at 20 cents per wash. So why not go ahead and make the switch to True? True Detergent, make the switch. All right, guys, hope everything's going well. Good morning, Amar, how are you? Good morning, how are you? I got a couple of announcements for you guys as people start to chime in here. We got the stock market class for kids coming up. That's right. So if you want to go ahead and make sure that your kids start to learn about this thing called money and learn how to make their money work for them, we're going to go ahead and start teaching your kids early about the stock market. Now, here's the deal, guys. If you didn't know, Warren Buffett, who is the third richest man in the world, he started investing when he was 11 years old. So what's holding us, keeping us back, keeping our children back from learning what Warren Buffett did at an early age? It's just access. And now you got access to teach them about that. So you go ahead and sign your kids up for that by clicking on the link in the description above. Now, here's the deal. That age ranges from age, it's kid best. So it's age grades 4 through 8. Grades 4 through 8. So you got a kid in grades 4 through 8. You want to go ahead and get them some exposure to start learning about the stock market. Go ahead and get them signed up for that. Also, we have we're going to be starting a series going through what they call the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's called the Dow 30. We also have a bracketology. It's going to take us through March Madness. What this is going to do, guys, that each Wednesday we're going to meet to start going through all the companies in the Dow, going through them detailed like, so you guys can get a feel for what it is that we support anyway. Because here's the deal: in the Dow, you have companies. The Dow comprises the 30 most significant stocks in America. So it's going to be companies like Nike, Apple, Walmart, AT&T, or Verizon, things like that. Companies that you're familiar with, that you probably do business with all the time. We're going to be going through each and every one of them. So you go ahead and sign up for any of the sessions of the Dow 30. Our first is going to be on Wednesday. We're going to do it every Wednesday until we get through all 30. So this is going to be our invitation from Club Millie to you to come join us as we start talking about money, so you can see what Club Millie is all about and the things that we're doing to educate ourselves. That's right, educate ourselves about money. And here's the deal, guys. Jim Rohn says this. He says that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. That's right. Formal education will make you a living, and a living, that's fine. But self-education, the things that you do and you decide to learn on your own, will make you a fortune. So we're deciding that we're going to come together and we're going to start learning about this thing called money so we can start to make our money work for us. And then also we have the session on Valentine's Day coming up as well. And we're going to learn how we can profit off of what people are going to do anyway. So go ahead and put in the comments below anyway. We're going to learn how to profit what people are going to do anyway. What I learned is this. I stopped trying to tell people what not to do. I stopped trying to tell people, don't go buy those Jordans, don't go buy those Apple products. I said they're going to do it anyway. So instead of me using my energy to try to get them to stop supporting their oppressor, I decided I was going to capitalize off what they were going to do anyway. You're going to go buy those Jordans? I'm going to get the Nike stock. You're going to go buy the Apple phone? I'm going to get the Apple stock. I'm going to learn how to capitalize off what you are going to do anyway. And so you can learn that here as we look at Valentine's Day and what people are going to do anyway. They're going to buy chocolate anyway. They're going to take their boo thing out anyway. They're going to get some jewelry anyway. They're going to probably get a hotel room anyway. So I'm just saying, hey, if it was my sweetheart, I'm saying, hey, sweetheart, why don't I just buy you some stock? But see, most people ain't going to do that. So we're going to look at what companies look to benefit on Valentine's Day from what people are going to do anyway and how we can profit from what those people are going to do. So you can sign up for that as well in the description above for either the stock market class, the Dow 30 class, or the investment session class, or you can decide to join us here at Club Millie, where actually your membership, a $20 decision, actually gets you access to all of that stuff that I just mentioned for free. That's right, a $20 decision, you got access to it for free. That's something that you can decide upon. Just go to www.ergj.net. to get your membership today. What's going on, Dayton? How are you? Amar Grammar, how are you? What's going on, Cookie's in the building. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at what's going on in the market today. Not a whole lot of earnings, but some interesting things nonetheless that are happening here on Friday. Fridays is normally the day. It's obviously the end of the week, end of the market. So not a whole lot happens on Friday, but we do have some significant things that we want to be aware of. Trump, he actually is going to talk to China and Japan today. Investors are feeling optimistic as it seems President Trump may be toning down his rhetoric towards China. Trump committed to honoring the one China policy in a phone call on Thursday evening with the Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Trump had previously upended decades of diplomatic protocol by taking a phone call with Taiwan's president. Market commentators said Trump's acknowledgement of the one China policy is a positive move. This matters to investors because if China can bring about change like this, it may succeed in softening other U.S. policy positions, said Paul Donovan. Trump is due to meet Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Remember the name Abe. Just remember the name Abe, like Abe Lincoln. This guy is the powerful guy over in Japan. Later Friday at the White House. The U.S. and Japan account for nearly a third of the global economy. Trade in goods and services between the world's #1 and #3 economies was worth nearly $268 billion in 2015. So United States and Japan, #1 and #3 as far as economies are concerned. And then you start adding in China and then quite possibly Russia as well. So it sounds like to me, because remember, about a week ago, we were like, what's going on? Are they trying to go to war? No, I think what's happening is that the big powers, the China, the Japan, United States, Russia, I think they are, Britain, I think they're looking to form their own pact and then use their powers, since they are the largest powers in the world, to take over the rest of the world. That's what I think is going on. But that's just rhetoric. That's just conspiracy brother coming out on me. But I think that's what's going on. But nonetheless, what's important from an economic standpoint is the agreements that they make with each other. Because as you see, United States is building a wall against Mexico. So there's no agreement there between the United States and Mexico as far as trade is concerned. It's interesting to see what happens with the United States and Canada. I think that there's still some agreement there. Of course, when you start talking about building this Dakota pipeline, you're looking we're looking to override or supersede any agreements that we have with the Middle East. We're looking to farm and to frack our own oil, so we won't be dependent upon the Middle East for their oil. So it's very interesting, some of the stuff that's going on, and we need to be aware of this so we can know what to do with our dollars, so that our dollars can start to make not only sense, but make more dollars. Good morning, Adria. How are you? Thanks so much for joining this morning. In the global market, in the world market, this is something that you want to be aware of, but more so, this is for people that are in Forex. You need to know what's going on in the global market. The global stock markets are mostly positive right now. Investors are cheering a report showing China saw strong growth in imports and exports in January. In the United States, investors are getting excited after the White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer said on Thursday that Trump is preparing a comprehensive tax plan, something we haven't seen since 1986. Now, Trump, he said that he's going to make this extravagant tax plan, but he didn't give any details. So everyone is like wondering, what is he got up his sleeve now? The remarks are fueling expectation that tax cuts for if individuals and businesses are coming soon. There also is rumors that Trump is about to deregulate everything that Obama put in place against the banks after the crash of the recession in 2008. He's looking to deregulate. So again, it's a good news for businesses. That could be good news for banks. Obviously, the financial sector, we'll get into which sectors are performing well. But it's bad news if you are still an employee, if you are still poor and you're an employee, you haven't branched out into finding other ways to make money, because you can best bet that there's going to be a bigger tax on the poor. And that's implicit, right? Because if everyone else is benefiting from any tax adjustments, any tax laws, then there's going to be another population of people who are going to feel the pain. See what I'm saying? So if some people are benefiting, the other part of the population is going to start feeling the pain. So that's what's going on here. So you need to know what's going on so you can make adjustments in your life. That's all I'm trying to say. United States stocks futures are all rising. This comes after the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all hit record highs on Thursday. So it was a big day yesterday in the market. A lot of people made some money yesterday. We had some big falls. I'll go over that in just a second. Go do a recap of what happened yesterday. European markets are mostly positive early trading. Nearly all Asian markets ended the day with gains. Oil prices are popping as well. So oil is moving up. Crude oil futures are getting a boost after the International Energy Agency said major oil producing nations are largely fulfilling their pledge to slash production. So when you slash production, then that's going to have an impact on demand. So you can either increase demand or you can reduce supply. When you reduce supply, that then automatically demand gets higher. When demand gets higher, that automatically pushes prices up. Okay, let me repeat that again. If you slash supply, then demand automatically gets higher because you can either increase demand or reduce supply. What's happening is they're reducing supply, so demand is going to automatically increase. Because demand is increasing, that's going to cause oil prices to go up, which means that you're going to begin to see prices at the pump go up as well. So you're going to start to feel that pain as well, probably as we move into spring, as we move into summer and the hotter months. When you really start traveling, when you really need that oil or that gas in your car, yeah, you're going to start feeling the pain. It's going to have impact, it's going to have an impact on airlines as well, who use oil a lot. It's going to have an impact on transportation, who use gas a lot. You know, the FedExes, the UPSs, those it's going to have an impact on the car industry and what cars people decide to get. So the price of oil impacts the price of gas, which is going to impact a lot. Anybody that's using those type of fuels to move around is going to impact them as well. So members in the oil cartel, OPEC, promised to slash production late last year, but there was doubts about whether all the countries would follow through. The IEA report should reduce those doubts, at least for now. Crude prices are now roughly double where they stood a year ago. So if you have been investing in oil over the past year, you are giddy at this point because you bought when it was low and it's getting higher and higher every day. Here we go. We got a big news of some mergers that are taking place. British conglomerate Reckitt Benckiser, which owns consumer brands like Durex, you know, the condoms, has agreed to buy an infant formula maker, Mead Johnson Nutrition. So Reckitt Benckiser has agreed to buy or to acquire Mead Johnson. The total value of the transaction, including debt, will be $17.9 billion. The company said earlier this month that they were in talks about a deal. Reckitt will pay $90 in cash for each Mead Johnson Nutrition share, well above Thursday's closing price. So we're going to see a pop in the Mead Johnson Nutrition shares. They're going to pop up to $90 a share. Let's see if I can find out how much they are. They're now trading at $83 a share. So as soon as the bell opens this morning, I can guarantee you they're going to be about $89 a share, which is going to be a huge jump just because what happens here is that Reckitt said that, hey, we think that your company is worth $90 per share. So therefore, the people who own the shares at $83 a share now have an intrinsic value of their share price just went up. Just because another company has put money on the line to buy for $90 a share. This is the great thing about mergers and acquisitions. The only bad part is if for some reason the deal doesn't go through. But for right now, Mead Johnson Nutrition, their share price is going to bump up probably about $90 a share as soon as the bell opens. I'll report that and show you how that works. But those people that already have Mead Johnson Nutrition shares, they're going to feel real good as soon as the bell opens this morning because they're going to get about a 6%, 7% jump. And I would be, if I were them, I'd be letting go as fast as possible. Sell, sell, sell. All right. The Consumer Confidence Index, the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index for February is set to be released at 10 a.m. This is a preliminary reading and is later updated as the month progresses. The January sentiment reading was the highest in the last 12 years and marked a slight uptick from December. So the big news today is that Trump is going to be meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Good old Abe. He's going to be meeting with good old Abe. Let's take a look at what's just what happened yesterday. The Dow finished at 20,172 points. So it's been topped over that 20,000 range, but it's up even higher now. So the stock market continues to rise. NASDAQ was up 32 points yesterday. S&P 500 was up 13 points yesterday. Twitter was the big no-no yesterday. They reported their earnings and everybody was upset at Twitter. Twitter I called this too. Twitter just does not know how to make money. And yesterday, after they reported their earnings, they were down 12%. 12% in one day. Everybody's like, who wants Twitter stock? And they're like, I don't, nobody. And nobody can actually sell their Twitter stock because nobody wants to buy their Twitter stock because Twitter is absolutely garbage at this point. But anyway, when you compare them to like a Facebook or a Snapchat coming out or a freaking even LinkedIn, man, Twitter is no bueno. Anyway, Under Armour started to bounce back a little bit. So people saw Under Armour drop about 25% over the past week. So that was marking an opportunity for people that were day traders, swing traders to come on in and go try to get Twitter at its low and see a bump in their price. So Twitter was up 6%. I'm sorry, not Twitter. Under Armour was up 5% yesterday. It was a great opportunity for them. Chipotle, the same thing. Chipotle has been in the dumps after they did their earnings. They dropped, and it was a good time for people to go in and get Chipotle on the rebound. They did that. Chipotle was up 3% yesterday, and the airline companies are starting to see an uptake as well because Trump actually met with the airlines companies yesterday, and I said this yesterday. And then, of course, after he met and they had some information come out, the airline, Southwest was up 3%. American Airlines was up 2%. So that was going on. Equifax is up 5% yesterday. And the big loser yesterday, other than Twitter, was Dun & Bradstreet. I have to get you the information on that. I don't know what happened there, but I'll report that in just a moment. Now, over the past 3 months, here are the top leading sectors that have been performing. Electronic technology has taken over the lead. They've been up 14%. So at once we had transportation, which is starting to drop. But electronic technology is up 14% over the past 3 months. Finance sector, 12% over the past 3 months. Communications, 11% over the past 3 months. And transportation, 10% over the past 3 months. So we've seen a shift in our top 3 or top 4. Electronic technology has taken over as the top performing sector over the past 3 months. And the consumer index it jumped all the way up from 51 to 69. So we are in greed mode. People are buying right now, which is causing the stock market to continue to rise. And so if you are in positions that you own stuff and you want to sell stuff, you're going to get some profit. And if you're a person that's saying, hey, I'm looking for some opportunity, well, you don't really want to buy when it's extremely greedy. You should have been buying when it was getting to the point of being fearful. Warren Buffett says this: you want to buy when people are fearful, and you want to sell when people are greedy. And right now we are in greed mode in the market. So you want to be looking for opportunities like that Twitter, like that Chipotle, like those things that were suppressed under the fear market that gave you something on sale. Everybody put in the comments below, on sale. I like to buy stocks when they are on sale, when they are on clearance. That's when I like to buy them because nobody else wants them. I can get them dirt cheap. And then guess what? They come back and they start funneling the money back into that stock. And then you have a nice gain. On sale. What's going on, Rashida? How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Miss Jacqueline. Miss Grant in the building. Thanks so much for tuning in. And so let's take a look here. Wanted to go ahead and give you a little bit more information here. I mentioned the Trump tax talk and the China thing that's going on. Aon sells benefits outsourcing to Blackstone for $4.3 billion. There's another deal that's going on. Bitcoin. Some people ask about Bitcoin. I don't really do much information. I don't really do much on Bitcoin. I don't research it a lot. But Shanghai trading volumes at China's 3 largest Bitcoin exchanges have plummeted after the central bank put the virtual currency market under sharper scrutiny a month ago, in a move that coincided with official efforts to stem capital outflows. So there's some news on Bitcoin. It's starting to take a dip, a dive. If you are a believer in Bitcoin, again, I don't do much research on them. Then that may be present an opportunity for you to buy some Bitcoin low, if that's where you are investing. I'm not quite sure. I don't have a lot of information for you guys on Bitcoin. I just don't follow it enough. It's so much stuff to follow. I try to do an overview for you guys, but I can't. I'm one person. This is why we're bringing the village together. This is why we have the club. Some people are going to be interested in Bitcoin. You can stay over there, get all the information that you need on Bitcoin, and you can bring it to the rest of the group. Some people might be interested in foreign exchange. You can stay in that lane over there. You can get all the information you need on foreign exchange. You can bring it to the group. I'm not going to study everything. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm asking you to stay in your lane, and now we bring our lanes together, and we got a highway. How about that? I'm in my lane. You in your lane. We bring our lanes together, and now we got a highway of black folk that getting our money, or a highway of black folk that learn how to make their money work for us, a highway of black folk that's going towards wealth. I see the coming of the Lord. I see the land in front of me. There, the land flowing with milk and honey, because we are financing our own freedom. We're making our money work for us. We're not waiting on anybody else. At this point in time, we are joining forces and coming together, practicing not only group economics, but we are also practicing collective thought. That's right. We're practicing. That's what I'm talking about, Carlton. Options is your lane. So now you're going to be like, okay, I see this thing going on in the option game. I see some opportunities here. So people that want to go into options, now y'all can get on over together and make some money together. It's so many ways to make money in the market, guys. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's right. A highway to wealth. That's right, Mr. Carlton. A highway to wealth. Ha! That's what I'm talking about. So there's so many ways to make money in the market. So I'm trying to just, provide an overview, but there's so many ways to make money in the market. What I'm trying to do is first, I need to get you into the game, right? What that means is that if you have like this, say we go swimming, right? We go to a pool and you ain't never swam before, right? Well, you're not going to go over there to 8 feet, right? You're going to say, I'm going to say, at least if I can get your toes in the water, you can see it ain't that cold, then you're going to get in the water, you're going to start at 3 feet. Then you can walk a little bit. Then we say, okay, we're going to teach you how to swim a little bit, and then we're going to put a little float on you. Then you're going to move over to the 5 feet, right? And then next thing you know, now you like to feel a little water. You're like, okay, I'm getting a little confident here. I think I can go a little bit deeper. That's what we're going to do. Once you get in the water, in the shallow, then we'll start taking you deep. But what I'm trying to tell you is that too many of you guys are trying to go deep before you even got in the water. And that's just not what we're going to do. We're going to take this thing, we're going to strategically move you forward, and then you can branch off to wherever you want to go. However much risk you want to take, whatever that is, but we are all getting on the highway together, and we are just picking people up along the way that's on the roadside. So at some point in time, you got to decide that you are done with the roadside, that you're ready to get on board on this highway, this train, this underground railroad that's moving us towards wealth, and that's going to be Club Millie. It's a $20 decision at the end of the day. $20 to change your life forever, and you can make that decision at any point in time that you decide. But I'll tell you this, if you wait too long, it will no longer be $20. I can promise you that. If you wait too long, it'll no longer be $20. That's just what it is. Procrastination. We've been paying procrastination taxes our whole life because we continue to wait. We continue to pass over opportunities repeatedly. And I can tell you this, the $20 option will not be around long. We already have 65 people in. We're almost towards our goal of 100 for February, and we are just continuing to truck along. So you can come on board at any point in time that you decide, but if you wait too long, you'll just be paying a higher price. That's just what it is. I can't keep it any more blunt than that. So anyway, if you want to do that, you can go to www.ergj.net. We also have presentations coming up every Wednesday and Thursday. We present the plan to you so you can understand exactly what we're doing, where we're going, and our plan for the future. The first thing we're going to do is we're setting up an investment club. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to do this alone, well, you don't have to, because we have an investment club that we're forming, and you want to get in and be a part of that. So that way you can be learning with the group. It's so many options. It's just a matter of you having the faith to trust Black folk that we as Black folk can do this. And if you just have that type of faith that we as a community can do this, you'll jump on in, you'll come aboard, and you'll enjoy the ride. That's right, you'll enjoy the ride. We're on the highway to wealth. Hey, Carlton, what kind of vehicle are we driving on this highway? Somebody give me a vehicle that we're driving on this highway to wealth. I always like to, I'm like the Underground Railroad. I like a locomotive. But what type of transportation are we taking on this highway? Anybody got some transportation? What's your favorite type of transportation, guys? This is the transportation we're taking on this highway to wealth. I want some options here. What type of transportation are we taking here? Yeah, no, he sure has. He's given us the ability, the power to get wealth. And that's the one thing. You can have the ability, right? And we said this yesterday in our session. He said, here's the deal. I want everybody to put in the comments below, it's my right. It is my right to be rich. It's my right. He said, cars in the SUV. It's my right. You have the right to be wealthy. You have the right to be rich. You have to accept that, right? It's my right to be rich, right? It's my right. Now, here's the deal. You go to www.rgj.net. Here's the deal. Even though you have the right, and at first you got to accept that you have the right. You have to, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Maybach. We on a Maybach, baby. Even though it's your right to get rich, it's your right to have wealth. And you can even be on the side just saying, hey, the wealth of the wicked is stored up and laid up for the just. It's my right. But here's the deal. Even though it's your right, you can't get it until you exercise your right. Just like options, right, Carlton? It's my right to be able to buy Apple. I have this ticket that says I have the right to buy Apple if I want to at this particular price. But I won't have Apple until I exercise my right. It's your right to be wealthy. It's your right to be rich. But you will not get rich until first you accept that you have the right. And then number two, until you exercise the right. That means you have to learn and practice your way to wealth. And you can do that by yourself, which means that you're going to take a long time to get there, or you can start to bring forces together with all this collective thought, and we can work together to build wealth. That's the opportunity that you have when you join Club Millie. That's what we're doing. But it's your right to be rich. But you got to understand that you won't be rich until you learn how to exercise your right. What's going on, Miss Shauna? How are you? Good morning. Who is that? I'm just making sure I ain't missing any comments there. What's going on, Benjamin? How are you? So anyway, that's what's going on in the market, guys. Again, oil is the big thing that's going on today. Oil is rising overnight. What I got there? Oil is rising overnight. Last we saw, as far as the this morning, oil rose is up at 53.43. So oil has been holding steady right around that $52, $51 range, and it's been doing what we call sideways consolidation. So this is what is setting up is saying that this is the support for oil, which says to me, when I see support, that I have a margin of safety. Everybody put in the comments below, margin of safety. When I have a margin of safety to say, hey, this is about as low as oil is going to go, and it's shown that over some period of time that I feel comfortable investing in. I feel, I want to make sure I'm not telling you to go do nothing. I feel comfortable investing in oil when I see a level of support. Because that tells me that the investors, the big money, they're saying, hey, right about here is where we feel comfortable. And I like to follow the money. And so that's what I'm saying. I still am a big believer in oil. And so if you missed our oil session, we actually did an oil session about 2 weeks ago. We've got it recorded and uploaded, but it's available to those who are members. Membership has its privileges, and you can actually listen to a lot of our recorded sessions when you join as a member. So anyway, margin of safety. So that's what it's about. What's going on, Justin? So here's the deal, guys. That's what's going on in the market today. Again, it's Friday. We got Trump. Trump yesterday, he spoke to the airlines and the transportation industry. Today, he's talking to Japan and China. So some big things happening there. But we're seeing a lot of money moving back into the market. Which means that people are giddy. People are greedy. So today is the day that I'm just kind of watching. You know what I mean? Now, people who are short-term traders, option traders, you know what I'm saying? When this thing goes down with Trump, you're probably looking at some times where you can actually be doing some calls, looking for stuff to continue to rise because the futures are showing good. This is going to be a good day in the market for those who follow the trends. For me, I'm a person that's buying hold. So I'm not looking to buy anything today because I want to get it on sale. That's just me. Now, if I find something that's on sale, but I'm gonna be away today. I've got to meet with the lawyer. I got to do all this stuff so we can get this investment club started. But I'm just saying, this is what you kind of want to do. What's going on, Larry? How are you? So depending on your strategy, every investor, let me say this before we go. Every investor should have their own strategy because everyone trades or invests different. You need to have a strategy for you, and you need to have a plan. You need an investor strategy, and you need an investor plan. Let me say it again. You need an investor strategy, and you need an investor plan, and you follow that. Here's the deal. Somebody hit me the other day. It's like, hey, I want, do you do options and do you, have you looked at this? And I'm like, man, I don't do all that. That's not my thing. I got people I'm connected to like Carlton and got all these other people that, hey, if you want to go down deep into options, I can get you over there. I am a long-term investor. I know my plan. I work my plan. How about you? You're going to have to develop your own investor plan. Now, as a group, we're going to develop our own plan for the group. What it is we're looking to do, what we're looking to accomplish, and the strategy in which we're going to go by to accomplish that. As an option player, you have a strategy that you do. You know what I'm saying? As a swing trader, you have your own strategy. As a Forex person, you have your own strategy. Everybody forms their own strategy, but as long as it fits with your plan, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to accomplish, what type of success rate you're having, do you track your performance? Whatever the kid, you need a plan and you need a strategy. And that's for anything. But we're just talking about investing because I believe that once you shift in your mind, your philosophy, once you start shifting from being a consumer to an investor, you start looking at everything like an investor. You start looking at, man, what this money I'm spending here, what am I going to get back from a return? This little money I'm spending on this book, what is the type of return I'm going to get on this? When I go buy this house, what's the type of return I'm going to get on this? Is it worth the investment? You start looking at everything like, is it worth the investment? Is it worth the investment of my time? Is it worth the investment of my money? If not, if it don't fit, I must have quit. That's just what it is. So you start to develop this investing philosophy, and this is what we're trying to help you to do. Because you're going to start looking at things differently, where you spend your money and where you spend your time, who you hang out with. Are they an asset to you, meaning they're bringing value, or are they a liability? Are they holding you back? Everything that you start to expose yourself to, you're going to look at from an investing philosophy. Is this helping or is this hurting? Is it worth it or is it not? Is it there's some reward here or is there greater risk? It's all about an investing philosophy. So anyway, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. We got opportunities for you to start to come to the kitchen table and talk about money. We got a stock market class for kids. I'm so excited about this because this is where we're going to teach your children about the stock market. Warren Buffett, the third richest man in the world, started investing when he was 11 years old. Why not your kids? Well, you can have the opportunity to bring them to a class where they can start to talk the lingo and they can begin to walk the walk. They can even get brokerage accounts. It's just going to be a custodial account. We're going to talk to you guys, the adults, on how you can set those things up. We got people last year, this is what I'm so proud about. Last year, we helped 50 people open their first brokerage account and buy their first stock. Last year, we helped 12 children buy their first stock. Think about this. Think about how powerful it is. We're talking about black folk. They opened up 50 accounts last year and bought their first stock last year. 12 of the children that came through this program bought their first stock. We had somebody that was 1 year old that opened a brokerage account and bought their stock. Of course, they didn't open it. The parents opened it, but I'm just saying, as long as they got a social security number, they can get access to this thing that's making millionaires and billionaires 3 times over. No matter which president has been in office, Republican or Democrat, the stock market has continued to rise. And so we can put our children in position. We can put ourselves in position if we just start coming to the kitchen table where they're talking about money. That's what we're doing. We're changing the conversation at the kitchen table. We also have the Dow Jones and the investing session. So those are things that every Wednesday we're going to be meeting. Every Wednesday we're going to go through the whole Dow. All 30 companies in the Dow. The Dow makes up the 30 most significant companies. We're going to start going through them. And then as a group, we're going to determine, are these good investments right now or are they not? Okay, if they're not good investments, at what point would we consider them to be a good investment? At what point would we want to buy this particular company? At what price point do we want to buy Coke? At what price point do we want to buy Apple? We're going to do that together as a group. And then we're going to chart it. We're going to say, okay, as a group, we decided that we were going to buy Coca-Cola at $40 a share. And then we're going to put that thing on the chart. We're going to see if it ever comes to $40 a share. We're going to track performance and all that stuff. Even if we don't buy, that's just saying as a group, this is what we've come together to decide upon as a group. How powerful is that? You have the opportunity to come to a session like that where you start talking about money, start changing your philosophy, your idea. We're going to meet on Valentine's Day. We're going to learn how we can profit off what people are going to do anyway. We know what they're going to do on Valentine's Day. We know what they're going to do anyway. So we're just saying, hey, how can we learn to profit off what they're going to do anyway? And I know, Shawty, you waiting on hubby to come home. He's going to be like, you know what, Shawty, I got you for Valentine's Day, boo. You know what I got you? How about this stock? How about this stock we got, baby? You'll be like, yes, because you're not just concerned about today and getting a little loving. You're concerned about our loving for the rest of the lifetime. Yes, baby, let's go ahead and do it. That just gave me even more excited. So that's what the deal is, man. So that's what's going on. This episode has been brought to you by True Detergent, black-owned and manufactured True Detergent right in here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery. Give us a call, 678-851-2400. This here is a 101-ounce bottle for $15. When we compare it with our competitors, Gain is at 16 cents per wash. Tide is at 20 cents per wash. True Detergent, 15 cents per wash. It's manufactured and bottled by our very own people. We can become our own distributors. And I got a session coming up on that as well to teach you how you become a distributor as well. But anyway, just call 678-851-2400. True Detergent. Make the switch. Well, guys, that's going to do it for our session this morning. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And remember this, guys, it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.